Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our, I don't know, what number are we? Number 7, 6 maybe, of our winners in the We Are Fatima competition. As you remember and recall, we are giving away awards. Well, let's put it differently. We at Rabata, every year, we set up an opportunity to nominate people around the world in different categories of how they imitate a companion. And this year, we are celebrating Fatima Zahra. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with her. And we are, in celebrating her, we are celebrating all of those who were nominated this year in the different categories. If you're not sure who was nominated before now, you can go ahead and check the previous posts, and you can see them here or on Instagram. Also, they are there. But today, the category today is the category of altruism. Now, altruism means a person who puts others before themselves, has zuhd, we would say, doesn't choose her own desires or wants, but rather chooses her goals. And that's a general meaning. For us, the meaning of altruism here is choosing to follow in the footsteps of Fatima radiallahu anha in putting the work first, putting the goals first. I did a halaqah with Hot Hijab the other day, and the whole thing was about Fatima Zahra. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go over and check it out. It's on their Instagram page. And we were talking about her and talking about how the meaning of her name means to wean, like a child who's weaned from nursing. And that concept and idea, if you think about it, this child who is very much dependent on something and then can no longer access that thing for comfort. In the same way, Fatima radiallahu anha, throughout her life, she was never really allowed to be dependent on anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jalla Jalaluh. The best of comforts, of course, the best of comforts. And we learn so much from that. We learn about how when we ourselves don't allow ourselves to become dependent on worldly things, we can be more successful. We can do more. We can work harder and be more successful in passing the message of the Prophet ﷺ, in following in his footsteps, in living a life that is a life of virtue and goodness, in creating new habits. SubhanAllah, one of the things we learn from Fatima radiallahu anha in the big picture, I'll talk about this some more when we do our positive cultural change agent. But we learn that Islam, while it encourages habits, it doesn't really encourage routine. SubhanAllah, we are encouraged to pray 5 times a day, to fast a whole month out of the year. Those are habits. We are encouraged often in the Quran to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the morning and in the evening. That's a habit. But we follow the lunar calendar, and so routines don't happen, because we might pray Fajr in the wintertime here in Minnesota. We might pray Fajr at 6:30 a.m., 6:40 a.m. when it starts. And in the summer, we might pray it at 3 or 3:15. So subhanAllah, we don't end up in a routine. Every season things change. And so with that, we learn how to be flexible, and we learn how to not depend on anything but only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our growth. And so our winner in this category of altruism is a woman who has just an amazing story, actually. I'm going to read you her bio, and then you're going to really be able to understand why she won in this category. SubhanAllah, the work of dividing the categories and choosing categories is something we spend a long time thinking about. And when we understand a category, we can understand really why so many people nominated. So we have so many nominations in this category. And we certainly wish we could give it to the winner to everyone. Okay, our winner in the category of altruism for our Fatima Zahra Award for our educational fundraiser at Rabata in 2021 is Dr. Lamia Sharmeen. MashaAllah. Now listen, yes, we're getting some hoorays in the background. I hear them. Lamia Sharmeen is a scientist, that by itself is super cool, whose work was in the field of the discovery of medicine. An explorer, isn't this cool, and curious about nature, she was born and raised in East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh. Her father was a jurist and a historian. Her mother nurtured a lifelong passion for learning surrounded by positive Islamic religious values. I mean, positive cultural change. We're all about that over here at Abota. After completing her Ph.D. studies in Australia, I know, isn't she cool? She starts off in Bangladesh. She finishes her Ph.D. in Australia. Then she came to the United States with her husband on a post-doctoral fellowship to train in, you got it, virus research.
No way.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
She continued her next 20 years in the most innovative medical research institution in the USA and traveled worldwide. She lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Shout out to Michigan. While we have a chapter in Michigan, while raising 2 sons, and is employed at a pharmaceutical research and drug development company. How important is this in our age right now? All the people that have really put research and helping us find this vaccine and also looking for cures for this horrible virus. Her bio continues. Following September 11, 2001, the hostile and Islamophobic environment deeply affected her, and she started questioning her identity and purpose in life. She diverted her time researching, reading, and learning about Islam and role models of women in Islam. She responded by accepting requests from the local community and interfaith organization and churches to speak about various topics in Islam and the role of women in Islam. After retiring from her full-time job, she diverted her passion to teaching science classes to underprivileged students of color and immigrant students at community colleges. She continues to serve on the boards of local interfaith groups and social service organizations. Her passion is to build an innovative Muslim social service organization that reflects Islamic values and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And this is why she gets altruistic. Those of you who work in the world of nonprofits, you know how much work people do in that work. Very often, it's 18 to 20-hour days. Here's a testimonial about Dr. Lamia. Dr. Lamia Sharmeen's humanitarian work is exemplary. She is the founder of Muslim Social Services, which helps battered and neglected Muslim women who need psychological counseling and medical help. These women are also helped to find a safe environment or shelter and work to develop self-esteem and confidence.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Hopelessness to confidence through social services.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Has over the years tirelessly helped refugees from war-torn Syria and Palestine, for their settlement in Ann Arbor area in Michigan with food, belongings, and other needs such as old cars in this new society in America. She works with the mosque in Ann Arbor to organize such help to the poor and the needy. She's helped continuously to take patients to hospital for cancer therapy, provide them cooked food, and personally drive them to doctors for medical help. She has made enormous impact in Ann Arbor and the surrounding area with her primary work through MSS, which is altruistic work, as she leaves herself aside in order to help all of these women. It is only such an organization for Muslim women in the area, the only one. Over the years, she's helped more than 50 women from different walks of life, but mostly poor, and they have or low income, who have no recourse for receiving help. She's given hope to these women, improved their lives, and has gone beyond her means financially to extend support to raise these women's confidence and give them a reason to live. She continues to dedicate her life to better others' lives passionately and believes these are her Islamic duties to her sisters. Ann Arbor is truly fortunate to have such a unique organization for Muslim women, which is the Muslim Social Services Organization. Its impact is immeasurable, as Muslim women are shy to express themselves, more private to explain their difficulties, but due to her active role, she has made a change in their lives. MashaAllah. So we're really proud and happy and thrilled to give our award to Dr. Lamia Sharmeen for her incredible work in helping women throughout her life, and really hard work throughout her life in the field of healthcare and virus research, and also in the work of helping women in her community. She is a woman who puts her work and her goals first. She is clear about how all of those goals are connected to her goal to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she, as a result, has been able to help women and people throughout the decades. Congratulations. Inshallah, we will all begin to follow in the footsteps of Fatima Zahra, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with her, in our own altruism, in our own not being people of dunya, not being of Ahl dunya, but instead being of Ahl Jannah. That's what we want, to be of the people who choose our worship, who choose to work hard, who choose to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our days through our hard work and in our nights through our worship. So congratulations to Dr. Lamia Sharmeen. Very, very pleased to award this award to you. And for everyone watching here today, a reminder that this is Rabata's educational fundraiser. Make your way over to launchgood.com/Rabata, where you can support us. We're getting there. We're at something like 60% of our goal, 65% of our goal, and a little bit from you can make the difference. Everyone here just pops on over there and gives us a $10 donation. You will make the difference. And you can make the intention that that $10 goes in to help support the rising tide of women, teachers, scholars, community stewards who are really making great changes in our community and bringing back a culture that is a positive culture around Islam, a positive culture around service, a positive culture that attempts to pull forward the ways and steps of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. May Allah reward you all. Thank you for that. Launchgood.com/Rabata. I'll be seeing you over there. We also have a new video you can go check out over there and some new categories. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.